to the world of Nuntime. This is the Discovering Together series, because today we'll be discovering the anatomy of a sword. Because more or less you're going to be watching the likes of Skallagrim, Scholagladiatoria, Shadiversity, Metatron, and at some point you're going to come across certain words that they'll be using, and this way you'll know what they're talking about. If you already know these kind of things, stick with it, because you could write in the comments below and teach us a thing or two, and that's what we're hoping to do. That will bring this learning experience together. So if you know something about what I'm about to show you, and you want to add to it, then let us know in the comments. So let's go and have a look at the anatomy of a sword, because to be honest, swords are cool. They're dangerous, but they're cool. So here we have the anatomy of a sword. And with this particular one, we have it in English and German. So you're going to have to bear with me with my German pronunciation. Although I do love the German language, but I might pronounce some of these incorrectly. The first thing to notice is that the sword is actually in two parts. And they've called it the hilt and the blade. Oh, I think that is Gefass and Klinge. I don't know if it's Klinger. Although sometimes I see these words and I think, I wonder if Star Trek used this for the Klingons. You know, it's Klinger. It's. Do you reckon? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Anyway, carrying on. Then we have so the hilt part of it. We have a pommel, which is the circular part here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that to help counterweight the blade, so you've got a nice balance in your hand? Is that what that's really about? It's a nice little weights that they put on it, or is it just decorative? Be interesting to know what your thoughts are, because this is discovering together. And so they call it pommel, which is, I say English, but that's French. I think this is French English. And in German they have Knauf, which it sounds too much similar to knife, but I don't know. No, I don't know, but it's knife. Then you have the grip, and in German it's Heft. And then we have the Angel and the Tang. Now this, I believe, is the bare metal. It's underneath the binding. It's the bare metal, because you don't just get a tang from a sword. I think there's other equipment and weapons that you get a tang with. So that's what a tang is. An angle, it sounds very much like handle. Could it be? It's good. You have the cross guard, which I believe in German is Pariastange. I hope I got that one. The rain guard, which is this semicircular place here. Then we have a fuller, and in German, Holkeller. If I'm getting these wrong, I feel so bad. You have the edge, which is the Schneid. You have the point, which in German is Ort. And I would say if the point is facing towards you, like, but I think you lost the duel. So you have that, and obviously the blade, which we've discussed, is the Klinger. So now we're going to look at these. I'm not going to do the scabbard because I want to do that in another video. But so is this where I'm supposed to say subscribe and follow me in another video where I talk about the scabbard? But I want to talk about the words in general, so bear with me as we switch to the next screen and we'll have a look at the words in a little more detail. So here we have some of the words, and I believe these are the English terms, and I'm going to leave I'm going to leave a link to where I found these from in the comments, because I don't really know how I can put it in the video. As soon as I figure those kind of things out, I will include them in the video. But until then, in the comments below. So hilt, which is Proto-Germanic, included Old English, helt, handle of sword, or an oar. The blade, Old English blade, a leaf, German blatt, blatt, includes leaf-like parts of spades, oars and spears. The pommel, from Old French early 12th century. The pommel, rounded knob, goes back to Latin, the pomum, which is the apple, which I think in French is, I'm thinking of the potato there. I didn't say it, but the pomme de terre, I think it's a potato, and the pomme is the apple. So, and that's the round bit. I guess it's always round. Have you ever seen anything that's a different shape? In Middle English, the tang, from Old Norse Viking language, tangi, spit of land, pointed metal tool, perhaps related to tunga, equals the tongue. But grip, Old English grip or gripe, equals grasp, the clutch, and grippen, to grip, seize and obtain. The quillon. Now we didn't have a look at the quillon because that was additional. There was additional one, which we'll go back to. But a quillon is either half of the extended crossguard of a sword or dagger. The term is from Middle French in the late 16th century and is derivative of quill, bowling pin, ultimately from Old High German kegel, club and stake. I just wanted to go back to a different picture which gives you a little more information about the sword. And this is the quillon, which is the crossguard. Come on, brain. The forte, which is strong. So we got three sections of the blade, and the middle section, terzo, and the weak, foible and dobole. Now this is actually fort. I don't think it's actually forte. It's fort, which is strength, and foible, which it sounds like feeble, which is weak, and then the middle section. This is ricasso, the fellschaft. Just in this section here. Now it's interesting to know that that's the strong, middle and the weak, and I guess that's the weak because it's most likely to break off. But as I think about that, most times I see a sword being smashed off, it's around here, but maybe that's just Hollywood. Is it though? But is it? Let's carry on. And here we have more words. We have the fuller, the edge, from the Old English edge, corner, edge, point, but it could also just mean sword. ECG, eggplega. I'm not even going to pronounce that one. I did, and I think I pronounced it badly, but it's the edge play or the eject, edge hate, a poetic term for battle. Modern German Eck, which I think we'll have a look in a second. Point, from Latin pungere. It actually seems from from Latin, not French. Trying to put pungere, pungere. Would you put an Italian slant on that? Pungere, equals the prick, pierce, become points in Old French and passed to English around the 1300. Puncta, in medieval Latin, meant a sharp tip. In modern German, punkt, which is puncture. So if you point, that was going to puncture something. Fort, the lower third of the blade of a sword nearest the hilt. It is the strongest part of the blade and is the part used when parrying. parrying. The foible, the upper third of the blade ending in the point. Despite its name, it is the business end of the sword most used to attack. So they called it the weak, but actually it's the, yeah, like I said, if you're on the receiving end of that one, you probably lost the battle. Terzo or terzo, the middle part of the blade between the fort and the foible. And ricasso, unsharpened length of blade between the crossguard and the edge. It allows the wielder to place their index finger or a whole hand above the crossguard. The German Fehlscharf translates literally to missing sharpness, Fehlscharf. And again, this is what I like about the German language, because Fehl sounds very much like fail, Scharf sounds like sharp, and it fails to be sharp. It's brilliant now for the German terms. So, I think it's the Gefäß, pronounced with a double S, Gefäß, Gefäß. A straight translation would be vessel, but that goes in the wrong direction. It is related to fassen, as in to hold, to encase. A Fass holds something. So, and then they put something in German, which I'm not going to. If you have a look at the link, you'll see what they've put. And you have Kling. We've gone through this. Kling, Middle High German, Klingen. See, so similar to Klingon. Star Trek fans, is that right? Do you reckon they use that? Klingen, to ring, clink, jingle, from the sound of fighting. And Nauf, Old German Nauf, Noten, not, related to the German Knopf, which is button. Angel, the regular meaning is fishing rod, sometimes also called Earl. And I'm guessing, okay, now it still sounds like handle, and it's a large handle, I don't know, but angling, that's what fishermen are called. I do love all these little things that we're discovering together. And or am I just discovering this on my own and you're going, oh, didn't you know that? Nope. Heft, Proto-Germanic, heften, stapling, stapling, tacking, stitching. Hilz, also Griffhilz, from Holz, which is wood. In particular, simple wooden grip stuck on the tang, as in simple tools. Hohlkeller, combination of Proto-Germanic, hollow, concave, and Old German, Keller, channel, flute, groove, and throat. Schneid is the Proto-Germanic Schneider, to cut with a sharp implement. So, got some cool German names here, got some cool German terminology. So there we have some new information, or maybe just relearning some information about the sword. So when we are listening or watching some of the history programs and they say, oh, this is the tang, we're just a little bit more clued up now, aren't we? But like I said, if you've watched this and you thought, actually, I know all of that, but you've missed this out and missed that out, then I'm glad you stayed with us, and do comment below. And I hope you have enjoyed learning and discovering together, and I hope to see you again in future videos where we'll be looking at other interesting things, and not just always history related, because we do like fantasy and mystery and gadgets, and we're just discovering little things together. So I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care. Farewell. I love swords.